Welcome to the preparatory phase of your physio coaching program. My name is Aaron Shaw, founder of Movement, Rehab, and Performance, and we specialize in helping injured athletes return to activity faster and achieve a higher level of performance through thoughtful, science-based coaching. So this preparatory phase is arguably one of the most important phases for people that are either starting an exercise routine or modifying an exercise routine that you're already doing. And the main purpose of this preparatory phase, as we call it, is to make sure that we teach proper movement patterns so you can minimize your risk of injury while exercising. And we want to make sure that your tissue starts to build resiliency, some durability specific to the exercises that we're going to be doing in future weeks and months. So the risk of coming out kind of too hard, too fast, I don't want to say too motivated, but just doing too much too soon can overload your tissue, your muscles, your tendons, your joints, your ligaments. And even though may have had an exercise history, if we do too much too soon, it can lead to injury. It can lead to tendonitis. It can lead to sore joints and excessively sore muscles, so much so that it really will inhibit future workouts. And so the best thing we can do in this preparatory phase is gradually get in some higher repetitions. And we're talking, 10 to 12 repetitions of exercises and movement patterns that will really start to build the, durability of this tissue that in future weeks and months, we're going to load with heavier resistance, and maybe some more, dynamic movements, plyometric movements, but that has to be based on the foundation of a good preparation. So what you can expect in this phase, this phase, the duration of this phase is going to be different for different people. So if you've come from kind of a non-stop exercise background, it may be very brief. If you've taken some time off and you're kind of getting back at it, it could be as long as 6 weeks or more, depending upon any injuries that you may be dealing with. But the goal here is going to be 10 to 12 repetitions of the exercises that are issued to you for strength training. And this is true for every phase, but especially this phase, like form is paramount. Doing the exercises well, moving well is the end all. So if we can get you through this phase where you're moving well, you feel like you have body control, that helps your nervous system really learn the movement patterns that we want to build upon in the future. And it'll make sure, like, as we add on more resistance in the coming months, that movement is going to be really ingrained. You're going to do it well and do it in a safe sort of way. So it is high repetitions, 10, which means it's going to be a little bit lower on the scale of resistance. But the last couple of repetitions that you're going to be doing should be challenging. To be clear, like, this is a preparatory phase, but it is hard. It's going to be challenging. So on a scale of 0 to 10, as far as intensity of any exercise goes, those last few repetitions, you should feel like you're probably in the 7 range, 7, even 8 range. But you're going to want to find a level of resistance that once you complete the assigned repetitions, you feel like you have maybe 2 more repetitions in the tank. Like, you could push through a few more. The challenge right now is that those extra few can often lead to, like, your form starting to fail a little bit, and we don't even want to get close to that at all right now. For those of you that are going to be doing some agility type work during this preparatory phase, same kind of rules apply, and the exercises, and for both strength, the strength and conditioning side of things and the agility side of things, the exercises are going to be the same. They're just going to be how we dose them out. So for the agility, it's still going to be doing, some rapid movements and acceleration, deceleration, and changes of direction. But the intensity may be at, 75% of max intensity. And again, this is just to make sure that you can do them safely, not overloading tissue. And depending upon your exercise history and how recently you've been doing exercises like this, we may push right through and move to a more higher intensity agility drills and plyometric drills. But to start with, we want to make sure that you can do a bunch of high demand activities, changing direction at that 75% effort, 75% speed, and do it successfully. And once you get a couple weeks of that under your belt, then we can kind of ramp it up and start really looking at, getting closer to that true red line. So again, the preparatory phase here is, for some people, it can feel like it's tedious or it's boring because they want to do more, but it is so paramount on your future athletic performance, and you're decreasing your risk of injury, that we can't skip this phase. So please follow along with the exercises. As always, reach out if you have questions. When in doubt, don't do an exercise if you're not sure how to do it. And definitely, if you feel something that is painful, then do not do it. No matter what the exercise is what's prescribed. If it hurts, don't do it. Or even if you have a sense of apprehension. So if you start going through a certain movement and it just may not hurt, but it doesn't feel safe or doesn't feel right, stop. Don't do it. It's not worth it. You can work weeks and months and years to improve performance, and all it takes is one injury that happens in the matter of 1 second, and it'll wipe all that away. So it is not worth it. So that's the preparatory phase. Get after it and let us know if you have any questions.